Next. Let me do it. And then after that, we got the Hard Times 10-1. But I got a weird feeling something's going to happen in between all that stuff. I have a feeling we have a wild card coming up. I feel it. I feel it.
We might be streaming July 4th and 5th. Might. It's up in the air.
No, we're not.
All right. He says we're not.
We're not. I'm taking July 4th off. Okay. But we might have a wild card.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then POVPOOL will be in Vegas. We haven't determined what dates. It's not like we'll be streaming or even recording. We're just we'll take a visit to BCA, APA, or the Expo.
Yeah, or one or two or three or all of them. You know, we're just going to be strolling.
And then
strolling, patrolling.
And then Labor Day is the first Monday of September, in which we'll be co-hosting with the Golden Q and San
Gabriel Valley APA to do
on a bar box tournament, which you will be streaming. Or there's a possibility.
I believe I'm streaming it, or recording it. I'm not sure.
Recording it, maybe.
Yeah. Is this a new? Speaking of recording, is this a new file?
Yes.
Okay, we got Andrew Eroy now versus Vilmos Foldish. Eroy, E-R-O-Y. Race to 4. I believe Foldish goes to 5 because he's a pro. Andrew goes to 4. How did Ray Hansen get the Las Vegas pay-per-view event? Well, that's a very good question. I don't know, Doesn't, he does a good job. What can I say? I'd like to think we hold our own with the commentary and the knowledge of the game of one pocket. I'd also like to think that we have the capability to provide and create ample sales of tickets for a pay-per-view event, such as the Scott Frost-Alex Pagulayan match that's coming up. But, sometimes timing is everything, and I'd also like to think that both Scott Frost and Alex Pagulayan respect me enough to take me up on the same offer, but the fact of the matter is that I didn't call them up, I didn't set up the match, and it's also,
you also
happening at a time that the WSOP is happening, and that's where all the backers are at the same time.
No. When is it coming up? When is it? What's the date?
June 16th. It's the World Series of Poker
and they're
happening.
Still there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's like a month-long deal.
You also have to think about, it's not like Fast Lenny's even streaming it, who's buddy with Scott Frost. So, it could have just been something that Ray Hansen set up.
Probably called up and pitched the idea and sold it. So,
But if you guys would like to see the original of what happened,
because technically this is a rematch that's happening.
And although he's not calling it a rematch, guess what? It is a rematch.
Yeah. And as much as I admire Scott Frost and, we get along really well, I like Alex. I have to go with Alex.
Yeah.
This is different playing conditions, though. They're playing in Vegas on a diamond table. You like Scott?
I like Scott Frost. You know that, though.
I don't know. I think you should watch the first match again.
I did.
I think you should watch the first match again, and maybe even again.
I believe me, it's a rough one to watch.
Jeff Gray, thank you. I personally, I don't discourage people from watching pay-per-view pool events. In fact,
we do it. We watch them.
Yeah,
we pay for them.
I highly recommend the AccuStats, like the Make It Happen series. I highly recommend. In fact, I want to give a shout out to Pat Fleming and AccuStats crew out there. Yes, we do. The first one is posted on YouTube. We just posted the link in the chat room there. Was that the playlist link or
that's the playlist.
You've got HTTPS, by the way. That's a private link, so you need to take the S off of the HTTP, please.
Okay.
That's something I wish I could do on Ustream is hyperlink things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how they were giving us a survey? Vilmos wins. Game number 1.
I mean, if it's a good matchup, it's a good matchup. Pay for the pay-per-view. How much does he charge?
Ray?
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what? You know what I say? Pay for the pay-per-view anyway. Watch the match and, decide who you like. I mean...
Dude, if it's like $50, which I don't think it is, but if it's like $50, I'm not going to pay for the pay-per-view, but...
I think it's like $50.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's actually it's priced kind of high. I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat room can tell me how much this pay-per-view costs. I think it's $45.
Oops. Sorry.
Just typing cool action to you.
$24.95.
That's
you what they're saying.
Buy the whole thing? $25, Mr. Seasons.
DOPC said $24.95.
Right. Now that's just for the... Is this it right here?
Yeah. No? You're the one that said 16. Oh, come on. Dude, you would think if it's like your main thing coming up, you would
have it for sale right now
on your front page. Website.
Anyway, first mistake. Sometimes
Ray
I
Hansen,
wonder.
If you're listening,
yeah, sometimes I wonder.
Web design.
Yeah, and marketing.
Marketing.
Of course, they'll talk shit because we don't do the things they do.
Dude, but this is like marketing 101.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe in pay-per-view, really. I mean, I do believe in pay-per-view for certain things, but I don't believe in my sole source of income being pay-per-view. I'm sorry. I feel like the masses really need to latch onto the pool industry, and the only way to really do that is to provide free live streaming.
Dude, this is so whack. Horrible. I got to go to AZ to find out.
And you're lucky if you do. There it is, June 16, 18.
¿Dónde? Okay. I mean, they have a great flyer.
Oh, here you go. What is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, it's in Las Vegas at Good Times. We've been there before.
25 entry fee.
25 to watch, basically, is what he's saying.
Oh, 25,000 entry fee for them to play.
Oh, 25. Oh, entry fee. Entry fee.
Well, they call it. It's not an entry fee.
They call it entry fee because betting that high is.
Is what? That's not an entry fee. You're still betting.
Yes, I know.
It still doesn't tell me how much on here.
It's 8 ahead, huh? I can just see us in like 10 years from now doing part 3. You know, Scott's gonna try it again.
Dude, I had to scroll down to finally find out how much it cost.
Yeah.
That's so whack. They're only doing 150 passes.
Whatever. I know how much it makes.
I do too.
And to tell you the truth, what it makes is not necessarily worth doing it for that reason. It's just not.
Regardless, though, $25 for a pay-per-view. If you really like the players, if you really want to see the outcome, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that much is true. That much is true.
We've paid for that, you know, for pay-per-view before.
Yeah, I mean, you know what happens though too is you get your groups of people who basically, you know, jam up in a house together and they just order the pay-per-view.
Do they do that for pool pay-per-view?
Yeah, they do.
For pool pay-per-view?
Yeah, I mean, you know, bars and pool halls do it. You know, they'll order the pay-per-view and people will come and watch it. Customers walk in. I've asked pool halls to buy pay-per-views before. I've done pay-per-views from here where I have the laptop up and I've got a crowd of 15 people watching, and then I ask them for a couple bucks.
But that's on on a laptop because you were gonna watch it anyway. But like, do pool halls actually buy the pay-per-view and stream it on their TV, on their monitors? He's fixing a camera. Uh-oh, GoPro.
First of all, I don't have glasses.
Let me see.
I'm going to answer that question for you. I'm going to say yes, they do. I'm going to say a very low percentage of them, but at the same time, you know, if you think about that in terms of pay-per-view, if 100 pool halls across America, well, actually 50 pool halls across America were to do it, right, and provide viewership for 100 people, or no, let's say more people, 150, 200 people.
That's 1-1.
That's money lost, you know. That's why HBO charges a place,
a business
different. More money based on capacity. Why isn't it working?
Press the red button. Oh,
now you got it.
Now you got it.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper than what Tar used to charge. But hey, Sharkin. Oh my gosh. So speak of the devil, we're talking about Big Truck right now, and Sharkin comes in. Long time no see, Sharkin. Sharkin is actually the support desk for Big Truck and Pool Action TV. And he also used to provide a lot of technical assistance to yours truly, POVPOOL, back in the day. And he's in the chat room right now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to see pool halls investing in $25 and streaming a pay-per-view event. They'll make money off of it, you know?
Well, yeah, what they'll do is attract customers. You know,
I think so.
Yeah, they'll attract customers. I mean, you know, it's just silly. Like, I tell you, if I owned a pool hall, I feel like it'd be a successful pool hall. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the funny thing is pool halls never listen to the things we suggest. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I won't say never, you know, because Golden Q has purse hooks now, thank God. But I won't say never. What I mean is seldom. And it's not because the solutions cost money. It's not because it's inconvenient or they have to hire extra people or anything like that. It's just that...
Okay, so...
Well, I actually don't know what the reason is.
Sharkin says pool halls, lots of pool halls do it. Let's clarify, because we only know from our perspective. And we go into a lot of pool halls in Southern California. We go into a lot of pool halls.
I haven't seen one
purchase the pay-per-view.
Purchase a pay-per-view event. But we are actually sort of not representative of the microcosm of, you know, the United States, because
right.
California is a little bit different anyway. I know that in the Midwest, and I mean, if you take for instance, you know, in the Midwest, they play pool when it gets colder. Actually, when it gets colder in California, we go out and we don't play pool. You know, but yeah, I agree. I think pool rooms across America are starting to catch on to the technology. It's starting to go, hey, let's feature a match. But what they don't do is they don't promote it and say, hey, we got this match going on.
Exactly.
Come on down. Exactly. We're even doing a pitcher special, a beer special, or whatever, you know. And I'm not saying a bar should do it, but I'm saying definitely a pool hall that attracts pool players, where everybody's sitting there buzzing about, hey, what about this match that's happening next weekend?
Sure,
you know?
sure, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I absolutely think, I think it's a no-brainer, first of all. I think it's a no-brainer. The one place I went into, I've seen it in Vegas. I've seen a couple of rooms in, like, Good Times. Actually, when we went there, he was playing all of our stuff. He had actually all of our stuff going on one TV, and then on the other TV he had all of the old Tar stuff playing in the bar there.
Correct. Yeah. Anyways, I think Good Times is a great location. When we scoped out Good Times, we thought it was a great location to bring in action, because it has a little pit. There's no smoking there. I liked it.
Yeah, and you know, eventually everyone's going to catch on, and it's going to start being, you know, the make or break for some rooms. And I'm not kidding, because right now, every weekend there's a stream.
Oh, if not more.
In fact, right now, every weekend there's 5 streams. And when I started doing this, it'd be like 3 streams a month. Anyway, yeah, Sharkin's in the chat room. He's the help desk basically for Pool Action TV. So if you know, he's the guy basically. If you can't log on, if you can't see the stream, if you can't, whatever it is you can't do, he'll help you to do it. Sharkin's a great guy, and he has, you know, he also lives back east. He's I think he works remotely from his office in Maine, And you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but yeah, he's done all the IT for you know, he's done some technical work with me, which incidentally, Shark and I no longer use that PC. I've switched to Mac now. I'm streaming with my Mac.
Is it 2-2?
It is 2-2. Scratch a mundo. Yeah, that's something. That's why I hired you, actually, Geraldine, in the very beginning, is because I needed a help desk. I needed somebody to do support when I was streaming Dennis Hatch versus Carlo Beato. Do you remember that?
That's a lie. You just wanted to get with me.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
No.
Hi, John Halter. How are you?
No, that is the reason. He needed someone to help man POVPOOL during the pay-per-view, where he was actually playing against Lee Brett.
John Halter, he just made shared an interesting anecdote. He said that he went into a sports bar which had 10 pool tables last year during the Mosconi Cup, and then he asked them if they could put the Mosconi up on the screens, and they said they didn't know what it was. And then he asked the owner why would he show soccer games rather than promoting the very sport that he's trying to gain revenue from, which is pool, you know, with 10 pool tables. I mean, it's funny. I do run into pool hall owners that don't know anything about pool. They don't.
Of course.
They think it's like a turnkey thing where, you know, you're just going to get pool players to come play pool with you all the time, or play pool at your place, and that, you know, the local league operator is going to see you as a you know, a revenue location. You know, it's not always the case.
Is that 3 for Eroy?
Yeah, Andrew Eroy now at 3 games. I'm telling you, I've played Andrew. When Andrew's on, he's on.
We'll be going to Mosconi Cup this year.
Yeah, I'm going to my first Mosconi Cup.
We purchased our tickets.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that.
It's on my birthday.
Yes. It's your birthday present, actually.
Yes. I'm excited about it.
This puts Andrew Eroy on the hill. So, this will knock Vilmos out at 5th, 6th.
How much are the Mosconi tickets? $80 a piece for one day.
$90
a piece for one day. Should have went all days, all 4 days or 5.
Oh, well, you never know.
But we're going towards the end, aren't we? On the Thursday or something?
No, I think we're going on the 3rd day, 2nd day, something. 2nd day.
I
Anyway,
buy his
Frost
jerseys?
and Alex, I like Alex, and I don't think it's going to take more than 2 days. Sorry?
Should I buy us Mosconi jerseys?
I don't know. Depends whose bank account you're using.
My bank account. I'll get Europe. You can have the U.S.
All right. Mosconi Cup tickets are $140 now, but they were $90 when I bought them. Snooze, you lose.
In the chat room, Jinx 8 Ball states, Daniel, have you ever considered a weekly 1 hour show like Billiard Radio, but a live stream? Yes.
In development.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We're you know, we're kind of trying to stay on the pulse, but it's hard.
Not just that, but for us, it's doing something. You know, everyone can do a news broadcast, but how are we going to be? How is POVPOOL going to do it differently? How are we going to do it POVPOOL style?
Yeah, how are we going to do it our style? And then also. In this day and age, when you feel like you're competing for viewership on stuff, I mean, that's not what I got into this business for, to tell you the truth. I didn't want to have to compete for viewership, but, you know, it's kind of the nature of the beast. And so you're always watching who you're working with, or watching what you say, and, you know, how you treat people. Of course, you know, if you just live by the credo of doing the right thing, then most of the time things work out. But I'm not really sure where I'm going with that, other than to work on an actual pool show. It's something that we want to do right, and it's absolutely something that we would have to dedicate ourselves to, and something that we're not going to just quit doing after the 3rd episode. So it takes quite a considerable amount of dedication to produce something like that.